My name is Athenkosi Kwinana. I am a Johannesburg-based visual activist. I work primarily in printmaking and drawing. I'm originally from Mthatha in the Eastern Cape. As a person living with albinism, I explore themes related to representation, human rights, and discrimination. In South Africa, persons living with albinism experience or encounter systematic discrimination owing to irrational information or misleading information, stereotypes, and traditional beliefs. As a result, they are subject to abuse. In creating my work, I'd like to challenge the representation and the ideologies that people have, but mostly from Black communities, about albinism. I aim to create awareness about the condition itself as well, and I aim to limit the irrational and questionable representation of persons living with albinism. So when I was a child living in the Eastern Cape, watching television was a ritual. So like the whole family, at the end of the day, would all just sit around the TV and watch Generations, which was like a well-known soapie at that time. And because of my visual impairment, which is also connected to albinism, I couldn't see properly. So I'd have to like literally go stand next to the TV to actually see. But a problem that would happen is that I would actually block half of the TV because my head would be in the way. And there would be like commotion, like, you need to move out of the way. One day my mom was like, you know what, here's a piece of paper, some pen. She would literally make me lose myself in that space. And either I'm writing or I'm drawing. And then from there, that's how I actually started liking it. And then I started drawing cartoon characters. As I grew older, I experienced a lot of bullying and isolation at school. And what I ended up doing was I'd just take a piece of paper and draw by myself. It actually became my therapy sessions, I guess. And then one day I decided I'm going to study it in varsity. I got to varsity and I did my diploma, which was about 3 years. My supervisor at that time, Mr. Nai, was like, why don't you do your BTech, but focus it on issues related to albinism? From there, that's basically how I came about being an artist. As an individual living with the condition, it's helped me with loving myself and understanding why certain things happen in communities. You know, it's a lack of education. I actually explored a lot of topics, such as the ritual killings of persons living with albinism that are driven by the myth that body parts of a person living with albinism mixed with traditional medicine, which is also known as muti, will bring one luck. I also talk about issues of displacement as well. As a Black woman living with albinism, my albinitic body does not primarily give off my blackness. People tend to not think that I'm Black enough. And to a certain extent, at some point, I think I also felt like that because of like the continuous isolation and commentary. There's a myth that as a man with HIV, if you sleep with a woman with albinism, you will be cured of that. Printmaking played a very large impact in spreading messages back in the day. So people knew that, you know, like these colored posters or black and white posters are meant to make a statement. And that's what I'm doing by using printmaking. I am making a statement. I want people who are visually impaired with albinism and without to not actually struggle as well. Because I actually struggled to watch TV when I was a kid, I decided that I would create artworks that would be quite large in terms of the scale. So other individuals with visual impairments, with albinism or not, shouldn't really struggle the same way I struggled to actually see the TV. This body of work that I've been working on, reimagining Albus, is a critique of the irrational and problematic imagery about persons living with albinism in South African visual culture. It basically challenges how persons living with albinism have always been pictured as either evil or exotic. I hope to see a lot more artworks that actually depict rational and constructive imagery about persons living with albinism.